Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now it's nearly Christmas and I thought I would show you what I am making. Look at this. Now it's quite large. It's not quite fitting on my workspace that I have here. I'm going to hold this up. This is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now there is not a tutorial for this. This is out of a book that I bought. And it is really pretty. It's a little bit complicated. There is a lot of rounds to it, so that's why there is no video, and it is from a pattern book. I can show you the pattern book because I'm sure the person that's did this would really appreciate they will appreciate it. Excuse me for just moving over here to get my book. Now you can show books and you can show patterns as long as you're not copying them and selling them on. And this one is Mandala Style Throws. It's by Annie's Crochet, and I think Annie's used to be Annie's Attic. It is a USA book. It is USA wording on it. I was struggling there for the word. This is what I'm making. This is why it's popped open here. I'm making this for my soon to be born granddaughter. She's going to be born in the middle of February, and it is a little girl, and her name's going to be Abby. And I'm doing this in this pink and sort of mint green. Now the pattern book, if you want it, I'll leave a link underneath. You can get it on Amazon. Now it is in USA crochet terms, and if you're in the UK, what you do is what I did. You find out at the beginning. I got a post-it note. I don't have it now because I know what the stitches are. I got a post-it note, and what I did I put USA and then UK, and I put SC, that's a single crochet, equals a double crochet in the UK. The USA double crochet equals a treble crochet in the UK, and the USA treble crochet equals a double treble in the UK. And that's what this little bauble part's made with. Those are basically the 3 stitches. You use a front post. I'm sure the front post double crochet, the front post double crochet for the USA is a UK front post treble crochet. But if you write that down in a post-it note and you move it around the book. Now the only thing I didn't like about this book, it's a beautiful book. It's got beautiful, stunning patterns. My sister Sandra wants me to try and make that for her. That's a stained glass throw, and I thought, you're joking. Anyway, this was $14.99 in the USA. Maybe, I think it might have been a little bit more. It's a yellow dot, but it's cheaper on Amazon. If you get it on Amazon, I actually bought it out of a store in the USA, but if you get this on Amazon and get it delivered, it is a lot cheaper. It's cheaper. Now remember the post-it note. And if you don't know what the variation in the stitches are, then Google it. It'll tell you on Google. Now look at this. It's absolutely, it keeps opening up. Now what I said was, the thing I don't like about it is, this pattern starts here. And then you've got to jump away past here to find the rest of it. And that's the only thing. So this is the rest of it over here. And the last part is here. Now it goes up to round 69. Now a lot of it is repeat the other rounds. It was a tiny tad bit confusing here because it says rounds 25 to 32. I have to repeat rounds 21 to 24 twice. So I've been writing on the book. It's my book anyway. So what I've been doing, I was ticking as I went around, and then when it says repeats round 39 to 40. And when you go to round 39 and 40, 39 and 40 is actually round 12 and 13. That was the only confusing bit, but I wrote it on the book anyway. You can put it on a post-it note. That's the only thing I didn't like, is you've got to jump back and forward in this book, because some of the rounds you need to do, round 40, they're away down here at round 8 and 9. And then you've got to go back over here just to come back over here. And then when you're there, you've got to go over there and repeat this round. So you've got to go back there. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. It was a little bit confusing. If I ever did this again, I would just get my little things to do book here, and then what I would do, and my sister did this. This is Elizabeth Russell. This is my sister. I'll put a little link underneath if you want one of these. There's still time to get these for Mother's Day or things, or even just for anybody or for yourself. It's a lovely size. Now, what I would be doing with it, if I was to do this again, I think I would start with up to the rounds where you start changing, like round 12. I would put the name of the pattern, the book, the page, the pattern, and I would do follow pattern to round 12. And then when you had to move away up here, what I would be doing up here, I would be saying like round 17 and 18 is 17. I put, let's go back to here. I put round 17, do round 6, round 18, do round 7, and so on. And that way I would have the pattern to follow, so I don't need to keep jumping back and forward on this. At least if I've got that with me. And it says that really confusing part where repeat round 7, and then you get over here, especially near the end, rows rounds 36 to 40, you have to repeat round 9 to 13. Round 33 to 35, repeat round 21 to 23. So you've got to go back and find 21 and 23. And 21 and 23 actually tells you to repeat round 7 and round 8. So at least if I've got it on a little list and I stick it in the book, then I know where I'm going with it. That's the only thing I didn't like with this beautiful, beautiful book. Now, it's called Mandela Style Throws. It's by Annie's Crochet. There's 15 different blankets in this one. This one is beautiful. I want to try maybe this one next. I like that one. And look at this. These are absolutely stunning. They're stunning. And each blanket's the same. It starts at the beginning like this, and then it'll tell you to jump over to a different page to finish it. That's the only thing I didn't like. But look at that, and you don't even need to do it in those colours. You can do it just in a single colour. That is absolutely beautiful, that. Now, I did see a nice round one. Where is, other than the one that I'm doing, there's another beautiful round one here. Now, do you remember I did the mandala and I put it in a hoop? Now, if you get one of those big hula hoops, those plastic hula hoops, and you could make one of these and you can attach it to the hula hoop, and you can actually just hang this on your wall as wall art. They're absolutely beautiful. But anyway, this is what I'm doing. I'll pop that aside. I just thought I would just put a little video up and show you what it is that I've been doing. Now, I've got until February, the middle of February. I've nearly finished it. I've been making it a little bigger than the pattern. The pattern is a little repeat of your front post treble crochets if you're in the UK, or double crochets. There is this little beaded part around here, and then you've got these little berry stitches. These are really easy, and I actually thought, when I was making this, I actually said to my sister Sandra, this looks like a baby hat. Look at that. Now, what I think I might do is do this centre part as a baby hat. You don't need to do as many of the rows. If you want to make it bigger or smaller, if you want to make it bigger, you can add a row. But I'm going to do this as a baby hat. And then I'm going to do this little part of the pattern and try and keep it going in the round rather than flat. Now, it did start to sort of curl under here, as you can see, but when you do the next part of the blanket, it does start to lay out flat like this. It's really pretty. I know a lot of people do videos showing you what it is that they're doing, and this is what I'm doing. It's just a quick little video to show you what I've been doing. Now, I'm not, the yarn I've used for it, come on Alison, I'm using a UK size 4mm crochet hook, and this is the yarn that I'm using. It's called Baby Sport. You can get it in the UK, but it's a little bit expensive for this size. When I was looking, I got 2 of these when I was in the USA, and it was about $7 each. But over here, to get this size is $14.99, a bit expensive. But you don't need to use that. I mean, I got that. It doesn't tell you what to use in the book. You can use whatever yarn that you want. And I'm positive that I didn't even pay any attention to it, actually. Now, I don't know if it actually tells you. It does tell you the yarn that they've used. They've used a Peyton's Canadian medium worsted weight acrylic yarn. And it says it's a weight 4. Well, I've used what would be classed as a weight 3. This is a weight 3, and in the UK this is double knitting. I've just used double knitting for it. It's a little bit lighter, but it's lovely. It is lovely. Now, I'm doing it as what I would call a carpet throw. So you can throw this down on the carpet or on the floor, and the baby can lie on it. And when she's got her toys around about her, she'll have something comfortable to lie on. Or you can just put it over your sofa. And you know something? If I did it all in different colours, do you know, I could easily do this and put it in a big hoop and actually, or keep it. Do you know, we could actually, once the baby's a lot older, and if it's not too worn in, we could actually keep it and then attach it to a hula hoop and then put it up on the wall for wall art. And that's like the baby's... and then if baby Abby ever has a child, she can take it back out like a little heirloom blanket. Now, it will all lay flat. It's just that my work surface isn't all that big, and that one's making it curl, but it will go flat once I've finished around on there. And this is the project that I'm working on. Now, the other project is just out in my head. I'll put that book back there. I'll show you some of the new books in another video that I got. The other little project that I've got running at the minute is with this James C. Brett Top Value. Top Value, £1.20 a ball. For this, I can't even remember where I got it. I actually think someone sent me a couple of these, and this is what I'm just making. This I've used one ball, and I've got this next ball. I'm just using I don't even remember. I've finished it off here because I need to attach the ball. Now, it's just a little cluster blanket. It's just a couple of little clusters, and do you know something? I've got it written down because I knew if I moved on to another project I wasn't going to remember. It is little clusters, and it's little V stitches, and I've just joined them together like this. So you've got a V stitch in there and one in there, and you join it. One in there and one in there, and you join it. So that's the way I've did this. I'll do this as a video. This is out of my own head, and it's a really pretty little stitch, and this is going to be for the Moses basket, because I thought, well, I'll just use a couple of the balls of yarn. 2 balls of yarn will give you a nice size of blanket for a Moses blanket. Now, for those people that want to know how wide this one is, it's about 60 centimetres. That's about 23 inches, and that'll suit a baby buggy, a car seat, a Moses basket, that type of thing. And I've got more of this, and I think what I'll do is, it's not stretched there, by the way, it's still sort of perfectly, I've had it all crumpled up and rolled up. And that's the other project that I'm doing. Now, I do have another project. So that one's just out in my head. I'll do a video for that. I'm going to pop that aside. I need to fix all my little workspace here. So I'll move these out of the way. This is the other little blanket that I did. And look at this one. Now this one is called a marshmallow stitch. It is really pretty. Now it's a little bit like the virus shawl, but I've just went in behind the stitches with this. If you want to know how to do this, look at this. This is really, really pretty. Look at that. I love this. And it was quite easy to do. It just ends up being like a little fan. And then you work in between your little fans. It is so pretty. Now I've done this one as a square, and I really want to do it as a straight blanket. I think it's really pretty just done like a straight blanket here like this. It's really, really pretty. Now I sort of winged it with some of it when I did like this corner here. I've got like V stitches, sort of upside down V stitches. I've got a V stitch here, and then I've got two there, one there, two there, one there, two there, rather than just have the one hole. And this one will take me a little bit longer on a video, but it is so pretty. Look at that. So what I'm going to do is just over the few days of Christmas, you know, when everyone's all settling down after Christmas and we're all, thank goodness, that's over. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to work out how to do this in a straight line. I'm going to work out how to do it in straight, but keep my edges sort of straight. It's going to have to be a half, I think, a half like that. Now I have done one like that, but not with this frill and little picot stitch here on the top of it. Now it looks complicated, but I'm going to tell everyone it's not. Now I've ran out of this yarn that I was using for this with the lemon and the mint green, and then I put some white in, but you can do this with any colour of yarn. I was just using up some of my James C. Brett yarn with the baby sort of marble one with the lemon and white. Then I did white. Then I did one that was just a little mint green with white, and went back to the lemon and white, and then the lemon, and I put the green in. So it's just a little mixture of odd balls of baby yarn for that. And I've done, I don't think I'll make this any big. I can't, because I don't have any of the yarn left. And it's just a great way to get rid of some of your odd balls of yarn. And these are the projects that I've been working on over, like just before Christmas and over Christmas. I'm going to continue with this one. I've got this amount of this ball left, so I've got quite a little bit left of it, and I'm going to continue until it's finished. And these balls, by the way, everyone's going to say, oh my goodness, how much is in that? Now, there's 240 grams in it. That's 8.5 ounces. It's 100% acrylic. It's UK double knitting. And that's a weight 3 if you're in the USA. And it's really pretty. But you can use any yarn. You can use any yarn. Now, there is a pattern in there. And I really thought, do you know, I think it is a crochet pattern. I thought, do you know, I think I'll try making that little top. But the writing is absolutely tiny. It is so small. I would need a magnifying glass. I think I can go on to Yarnspirations, and I think I would find it, because it is a free pattern. So it says it's a free pattern on the label, and it tells you to use a 4mm crochet hook for this. That's what I've been doing anyway. I've been using a UK 4mm. That's a USA G or a 6. And I wish they would just make them all the same throughout the world, and that way it wouldn't be all this. We could all have the same stitch and all use the same size of hooks. It'd be so much easier. But then a lot of the time life isn't easy, is it? But anyway, that's just what I've been doing. So I'm doing this part of the video with my phone. Now I've got most of the blanket done, and it's 32 inches across. 32 inches. So that is 32. That's about 81 centimetres across. It's absolutely beautiful, and I've still got that amount of yarn left on that second ball, and each of the balls were 240 grams. So this is only taken, I would say it's only taken about 350 grams to make this size, or maybe even a bit less. So it's not a yarn eater. I actually thought it might be, but it's not. And these balls of yarn are 240 gram balls, and I've got quite a lot of this one left actually. So I think this is about 300 grams. So you could make that for this. Absolutely beautiful. Now what I found, that I've followed the pattern, and I've showed you the pattern book. Now what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to mark in sections, maybe about 6 or 8 sections. And what I'm going to do in between these front posts, I'm going to change that from 3 stitches in there to 5, just on every maybe 6th section, because it's starting to curl. It's starting to curl up a little bit, and I'm trying to make this a little bit wider than the pattern. I've not followed the pattern exactly. I did say I followed the pattern, I did. But here I've made a few extra rows here on it. And what I found with it, there's no increasing. Even following the pattern to the letter, there is actually no increasing. It seems to be the way the front post is like a rib, and this is what makes it stretch open and out. But it is beautiful. If you did this in black and white and then sewed it onto a big hula hoop or a big hoop of some kind, make a beautiful wall hanging. Absolutely beautiful. It really is. I absolutely love this. So what we're going to do is, when the baby's born, I'm going to give this to Amy so that she can have the baby laying on that when it's playing. And I'll make another one for here. I keep thinking I've got stain here, but it's not. It's just that that's a group of, seems to have got that group of pink. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And the pattern is quite easy to follow. So I'm going to turn this video, turn my camera off and go back to my normal videoing. I've been doing these lovely little blankets just to keep myself occupied as well. Keeps your mind going, crochet. So anyway, until that, I hope you all have a lovely Christmas and a wonderful New Year. I really do hope that the New Year's going to be a lot better for everyone than the way it has been this year. It's been very economically dreadful for everyone, isn't it? So until the next time, happy crafting, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye.